Hey guys, Trav4 here, and so today I got a really special guest. So Rob LaLonde from Buttendz was nice to join us. He's doing a little bit of a tour, pretty much on the whole country at this point. He just came from the Minnesota High School Hockey Tournament down in Minneapolis at the XL Energy Center, did a little pit stop in Fargo and then in Grand Forks, North Dakota, and was lucky enough to come down here. So today we're talking about Buttendz. And so Rob, if you want to give the viewers a little bit of an impression of kind of who you are, what Buttendz is, what you guys do and stuff, because we're going to be talking all about that today.
My name is Rob LaLonde. I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I started the company Buttendz in 2013 with my best friend Kevin Lonergan. Basically it came from, I was a professional. I played in the minor hockey league, so I played in the American Hockey League in the East Coast for 4 years after college hockey, and it was just something that I thought of at the time would have been a really good, really good idea for me as a player, because I hated using tape for my knob. And then the more and more I investigated at the pro level, I realized I wasn't the only one that felt that way. All the other guys in my locker room were feeling sort of the same sort of animosity toward taping their sticks and having the same kind of problems I was having with, like, slimy tape, the tape being too sticky, getting that right feel every single time. So I just thought it was a really good idea.
Yep. And so Buttendz, we have it here with my 1S stick here if you want to pass it over. So basically, if you guys look at home, I'm lazy. I absolutely hate tape my stick. If you look at the blade here, I haven't taped the blade probably in about 2 months, just because it's a pain in the ass having to tape your stick. I mean, as you get older, you're playing junior, maybe you're working full-time, working part-time, whatever it may be, taping your stick before the game, maybe not something you want to do. You have other things you'd rather do. And this is why I like the Buttendz grip, and we're going to be talking about that in the full video review coming soon. We're also going to be doing an on-ice demo today. But with the Buttendz grip, you pretty much set it and forget it. And literally, I've had this on since about, I'd probably say the end of November, maybe beginning of December, give or take. And it slid down the knob, or the shaft, just a touch. But aside from that, it's perfect. There's no cut marks, there's no nothing. And I found my puck handling has been better than it ever has before. And pretty much just a sticky, tacky grip. And it's awesome. And like I said, we're going to be getting a little bit more into that, into detail later on. But I'll let Rob keep going with a little bit more about Buttendz.
Yeah, I mean, we started off with the original concept was goalie is a newer product for us that recently came out. The first product that we built was the Flux grip, and it was the idea was I wanted to build something that I would personally love to use. So what we did was design it from scratch and sort of make. I kind of thought in my head, okay, I needed a little bit of a knob, and we built the first grip. The first one we got back from our manufacturer was sort of funky and weird, but we were able to make a few alterations to it. And the second iteration that came in, as soon as I put it on my stick and I went out onto the ice and started shooting with it, I knew that I'm like, oh man, this is good. Like, I like this. I would use it, and I think I could sell it. And that's pretty much how we got started with just the one product.
And so, as far as like the production process goes, you guys are out of Buffalo, New York. Whereabouts are you guys producing them? And if you can give the viewers a little bit of insight into how that works.
Yeah, so we do everything offshore. We make everything, pretty much all of our manufacturing for the most part is in China. We do have some other manufacturers that we do with like apparel outside there as well. And we bring everything into Buffalo, New York, where we have a fulfillment center that packages everything and builds it for us. I mean, this is all sort of new too. Originally we were in our basement, and my boy and I would like build the stuff ourselves and go to the post office and mail them out. And but now we have a fulfillment center, so we ship everything there. They put the stuff together, and they ship everything and handle all that stuff.
And hopefully, just to give you guys kind of a little bit of an idea of how successful Kevin and Rob have been at this, the dude's on a world tour right now, basically. So that kind of puts that into perspective for you for sales and from a business perspective. But as far as the Sentry grip goes, now I've got a lot of questions to ask you specifically with the Sentry grip. Why have you guys taken so long? Because there's a lot of guys who are like, the grips are good, why don't you have a goalie specific grip? And for me personally, this was perfect. Like, I tape my knob or my stick a lot like Holtby or Quick with the bigger knob. Obviously I would have liked a little bit of grip tape towards the like down here, but sure, hopefully that's coming in the near future. So give the viewers a little bit of insight as to why it took so long and the process for the Sentry grip here. So frankly, the main thing for us is we're a small company. There's just myself and my partner Kevin in the company. We don't have a big budget and a huge team of people. So we build the products, and we take them out on the road and we sell them, and when we have more money, then we can invest back into the company and grow and build new things. And quite frankly, there's say about 18 players on a team and 2 goalies, so the market's a lot bigger per player. So when we're introducing the product, obviously everywhere, especially in the beginning, we'd go up to Toronto, for example, and set up at a tournament and do little pop-up shops. And of course, all the goalies would ask me, "Oh, do we have a goalie one?" And there'd be 1 or 2 goalies on each team, and we're slowly but surely trying to get to that right spot. So it was always our intention to build the goalie grip, and it just was a matter of time and funding from our company standpoint, really. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, so when it was time to build the goalie grip, we were excited. I used to play with Quick back in the East Coast Hockey League. So
which team was that?
The Reading Royals. So my second year pro was Quickie's first year pro. He was an LA drafted guy, and I remember showing up to the locker room for practice that first day. So it's my second year, and I'm sort of used to the thing, and we're like, oh, we got this goalie from LA coming here named Quick, and I had played against him in college. So he was at UMass Amherst, and I played at Merrimack. And so I knew of Quickie, but I didn't realize how nasty he was until that first year we were playing for the Royals, and Quickie was on the ice, and I was just like, wow, this kid's like the best kid I've ever seen. And we became friends. So when it was time to do the goalie grip, we reached out to the LA Kings, and they sent us the Quickie's knob, actually. So we basically mimicked the exact same shape that he uses right now. And that's how we came up with the shape for the grip. And, you know, frankly, from my point of view, it's the size. And I'm not a goalie, but it seemed like the perfect size because it was bigger than a player, but it wasn't too big where it would scare off goalies. You know what I'm saying? So, and obviously having, you know, Quick be the guy that, you know, gave us the knob, it seemed like a right fit for us.
Yeah, the guy who was the money man as far as playoff performances goes.
Yeah, I mean, he's nasty. Yeah, I think maybe the best American goalie of all time, if not maybe, I don't know, top 3 of all time. I mean, I'm biased.
We're not going to get too much into of a goalie talk today, but athleticism, all that ability.
And he's a beauty, in case you're wondering.
Shoes like there's no tomorrow.
So we had, early in the season, we had a 24-hour bus ride from Reading, Pennsylvania to Pensacola, Florida, East Coast, riding the bus. And we had a pretty full team at the time, so it was my second year, and there was probably about 14, 15 bunks, and meaning sleeper bus, and so we had an extra group of guys that were sort of second year rookies, and I was one of those guys. Quickie was a rookie, so we had a little compartment in the back of the bus, so we had 24 hours, and Quickie and I were like sardines sandwiched in with each other on the back of the bus, so we really got to know each other really well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, also too, another guy recently on Instagram, Jonas Enroth, former Buffalo Sabres goalie, reached out, sent me a DM, and was saying how he saw that we were a Buffalo company. So we just recently sent him a bunch. So it's hopefully gonna see him using the product as well. So guys like you and some of these top end goalies, really, it's been huge and exciting.
He's a fan of the channel too, eh?
Enroth.
Enroth, Anderson, LaLonde.
Oh, so maybe that's also too, man. That's maybe how he. Thanks a lot. That's how he found the company too. Yeah, guys have been reaching out, like Dan Vladar from the Providence Bruins. He's been using them.
And as far as the Sentry grip goes, so there's been a lot of questions like that I've had as well, and I'm sure you guys have had as well. There's a lot of different grips that guys can do out there. Do you guys got plans for, say, a Holtby or more of a Holtby style or a Price style or whatever? As far as the knob goes?
I mean, we'd like to, as we grow, like I said, we're growing organically as a company, and we'd love to obviously expand and flirt with different shapes and different sizes, just like we've done with the player. Obviously, we know that not every goalie is going to be wanting this style, but we feel like this is a good starting point, and now it's time, when it's time for a new one, we can, do different shapes and designs and stuff like that moving forward.
Awesome. And for those of you guys who are interested in Buttendz grip, the full review is not out yet. You guys are going to see that in the next few weeks to come. But if you are interested, you can go to buttendz.com. They're $25, I believe.
Yep.
$25 plus shipping and handling, US or Canadian?
It's US from our website. We also sell them at local stores in Canada. So check your local store. If you're wondering, we have a store locator on our website too. If you want to look to see where you can find them.
Yep.
But we certainly ship worldwide. It's also reusable as well, which has been really cool. And the reusable videos, if you check out YouTube, there's videos on there how to take them off and reuse them.
And that's another thing. I've had a lot of questions about that, is can you reuse or not? Because my first one on a stick lasted me about 2 months, just under that, and I didn't have the Sentry grip. And when I got my second one on a stick, I thought to myself, okay, well, I'm going to definitely have the chance to reuse this because the stick will break. Well, as you can see here, the stick is not broken. It's lasted the entire season. Kind of waiting on it to break to actually test out whether or not you can actually take the grip off and reuse it on, say, a 1X stick or whatever I have next coming up in store. But that is pretty much it for the whole Buttendz, the whole interview and the locker room thing. We're going to head out on the ice, and we're going to give you guys more of an inside look into that.